Now let me move on to the explanation of the indifference curves. Now indifference curve now this analysis was given by Hicks and Allen. This essentially is called as an cardinal approach to measurement of utility. Sorry, not ordinal analysis. Ordinal analysis of measurement of utility. Now, the basic idea behind this indifference curve is that, say for example, I have two commodities, biscuits and I have chocolates. Now, if I combine them into different baskets, say for example A, B, C and D, combining in such a way, say for example 15, 13, 10 and 8. Now if I combine them in such a way that each basket is going to give me the equal amount of the satisfaction. The indifference curve analysis actually says that the any point on this curve, on the indifference curve, gives a consumer an equal satisfaction, which means that a consumer must be indifferent about his preference for the different combinations or the different baskets. Now say for example, somehow if the baskets are quite different or contain different commodities, in this sense the consumer should be capable of ranking which basket is giving him more satisfaction as compared to the other. Now before building into this indifference curve analysis, we would take some assumptions. The first assumption is that the consumer is capable of ranking all the combinations. Given the combination A, B, C and D, a consumer can rank which combination gives him more satisfaction as compared to the other. The second assumption is that of the transitivity, which says that if a consumer prefers A to B, if he prefers combination A to B and then prefers B to C, then he must also prefer A to C. Which means that if a consumer is preferring A to B and B to C, he cannot prefer then he cannot then say that B is giving them more satisfaction as compared to the A. So what he has to do, he has to actually follow the concept of the transitivity. That is, he has to if he is saying A to B and then B to C, then he must also prefer A to C. Now another important fact is that if a combination A has more commodities than B, if the combination A, if this combination, say for example, has some more commodities than the B, in this sense he must prefer, a consumer must prefer A to B. So what does this mean? It means that if any combination that has more commodities as compared to the other commodity, as compared to the other combination or any other basket, a consumer should prefer that combination that has more commodities. Now taking an example, say for example we have the same example of the biscuits and the chocolates, and we have two combinations A and B. In this we have 2 biscuits and 13 chocolates. The total units are 15. However, in this case we have 1 chocolate and we have 13 units of biscuits. The total are 14. So this combination has more commodities as compared to this. So this must be preferred because more commodities will give him more level of the satisfaction. Now Coming to the understanding of what actually the indifference what actually the indifference curves are. Let me build a scenario over here. Say for example, I'm given a combination A, B, C and D, and I'm given two commodities. Say for example, I'm taking the same example, that is I'm given biscuits and I'm given the chocolates. Now let me build up some baskets over here. Now let me take it as 12, let me take it as 6, no, let me take it as 4, let me take it as 3. Now see, what happens in this case is that to get an addition, initially I had in the very first basket I had 1 unit of the biscuit and 12 units of chocolates. So what I wanted some additional units of biscuit, and to get the additional unit of biscuit, I gave up 6 units of chocolate. And this giving up of the chocolates to take up the biscuit is known as marginal rate of substitution. Now the marginal rate of substitution in this case happened to be 6. Now I wanted one more biscuit. To gain one more biscuit I only gave up 2 units of the chocolate, so the marginal rate of substitution was 2. To gain one more biscuit I gave up one more unit of the chocolate, then the marginal rate of substitution was 1. Now essentially this marginal rate of substitution is falling, as we see here, from 6 to 2 to 1. MRS is falling. Now there are two basic reasons for this falling MRS. Now the first one is that the goods are imperfect substitutes. Now, if the biscuits and the chocolates had been perfect substitute, then the MRS would have been constant. Let me take an example of if I'm substituting chocolate for chocolate. Say for example a dark chocolate for a milk chocolate. Now there may be a change in the taste, but let me keep it constant. So to give up 1 unit of suppose I have 1 unit of the this dark chocolate and 1 unit of the milk chocolate. To get 1 additional unit of the chocolate, I will not give more than the 1. I will not give more than the 1 unit of the chocolate. So in this sense, the marginal rate of substitution will be will always be 1. It will always be constant. For every additional unit of the dark chocolate that I want to have, I will always give 1 additional unit of the milk chocolate. I will not give more than that, because the goods are perfect substitutes in this sense. Now however they are not, however in this case I'm just assuming that they are the perfect substitutes. However this may not be the scenario, because the tastes are quite different of the dark and the milk chocolate. Now what I'm assuming here is that what I'm talking about here is that the goods are imperfect substitutes. Now this imperfect substitution of the goods is a reason why the MRS is falling, which means that as I have more and more of this biscuit, as I'm having more and more of the biscuit, moving from 2 to 3 to 4, I am giving less and less of the chocolates. You can see, so to get the second unit of the biscuit I gave up 6, then to get the third unit of the biscuit I gave only 2, and then to get the fourth unit of the biscuit I gave only 1 unit of the 1 unit of the chocolates. Now the second reason that why MRS is falling, this was the first one. The second reason why MRS is falling is that the want of a particular good is satiable. Which again means the same thing, that as and as I have more and more of one commodity, I am going to substitute less and less of the other commodity, because the intensity of want of this particular good reduces as I have more and more of the biscuits, and then I give less and less units of the chocolates. So when a consumer gets more and more units of the biscuits, he is going to substitute less and less chocolates for it, because the intensity of the want for the biscuits is going to lower down as he is getting more and more units of the particular biscuits.